They called her the queen of the mob, and she, just like my sheriff, he got a kick out of being referred to as the Godfather. Yeah. He loved that. And he got a kick out of being called because he knew he was illegal. He knew he was corrupt. Buford Pusser never went around or smiled or grinned or something when somebody would say you've done something wrong, or nobody ever said it to him until after 1974. His movie come out in 73. Everybody got jealous because he made a little bit of money for making a movie. The TBI got jealous because he didn't include them in it. He didn't flatter the TBI by acting like they really wanted to do anything in the law enforcement field. Now you can see why. This is a TBI agent saying he wouldn't care to bootleg or moonshine. If he had to raise his family, he could do it. Wow, what a remark to make. And we're going to accuse Buford Pusser, a dead man, of a crime. And you all wonder why Fred and Sheila get upset over doing these videos and listening to this so-called evidence.
Stuff like that. I think that's beautiful. Like,
how much better?
Oh my gosh.
Better of a story would that have been for the truth about all of this versus the Hollywood walk and talk kind of like that really kind of painted y'all's families as evil.
Yeah. Because like they were genuinely.
Don't paint them families as evil, guys. They're killing their husbands on the street. Mm-hmm. They're shooting each other in the face, and while they're shot in the face, they're beating the other one to death. They're getting on hotel roofs and shooting the other one in the head because he's out with that one's wife. Maybe they could spread some light on that for us. Is that a true story? It's funny they're not shedding any light on that story. Is there any truth to that story, that how Towhead White was killed? See, we don't know. We're not from that area. That would have been a good, you've talked about everything under the sun. I'd like to know who Towhead White was with that night. Who was he with? Is there any truth to that story? Maybe you could enlighten us. I don't know. I just know what I hear and what I read or people tells me. I'm asking, is there any truth? Could you enlighten us? You don't know about that probably. I'll tell you about it when we get off here, but they could answer it. They would know the answer to this, but of course they're not going to talk about that. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
There are people that would help anybody, and like they started a business like Treasa's Hot Stop and Hamburger Harold's and like.
Oh, I love Hamburger Harold's.
And my mother and Shirley, her sister, were completely opposite of each other. I mean, they like me all. Yeah. My mother didn't cuss. My mother didn't smoke. My mother didn't drink, and she didn't approve of what Shirley was doing.
Didn't smoke or drink, but I thought they were out in the parking lot so they could smoke. I thought they went out in the parking lot to smoke. She didn't drink, but she's at a honky tonk at 4:00 in the morning.
She said it was her mother and her mother's sister.
Was that in later part of life, or was that during the 60s? Well, we're lost on that remark. Maybe you can put that in the comments, please, and enlighten us.
Yeah.
When did she stop drinking? When did she stop smoking? If it's one of the two women that are alleged to have heard an argument. You got something, babe? You got a question? Go ahead.
No, she just said that her mom and her aunt were different than daylight and dark.
But I think she's talking about the two women here, isn't she?
I took it as she was talking about her mom and her mom's sister.
Okay.
Barbara is not Shirley's sister, is she?
Oh, I don't know. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking they were sisters.
Oh, maybe that's okay. I don't know. Good point.
I don't know. Maybe she can answer that for us.
Okay.
That'd be good. You know, we'd like to know.
Yeah.
Inquiry minds want to know.
Yeah, what living, just like my grandmother, she had what, 10 sisters? Was it 10 sisters, 5 sisters, something like that? They were all raised up as a sharecropper shop, and they were very good. Matter of fact, my grandmother couldn't even hardly read right, but they all died mentally. If that tells you anything, but they were doing that, they did what they had to do. I got more fights over my grandmother than anybody. And,
What they did to survive.
Pardon me?
To survive.
She did some things I didn't.
The huge fact is, they all kind of live in the same area, but
They did what they did to survive. Did they want to survive driving blue Cadillacs? W.O. supposed to have a blue Cadillac. Towhead White's supposed to have a blue Cadillac. Is that surviving? Or is that riding around in luxury? Surviving is having food and shelter and shoes on your feet and clothes on your back. That's surviving, and your belly full. Driving these Cadillacs around and owning these honky tonks and employing all these women to do their thing and taking their money. That's not surviving. That's greed. That's greed. Go ahead.
Grace's grandmother was in, sorry, this is there. My grandmother was married Catherine,
And they get them sodium stuff.
and
So
her husband,
I drive me crazy.
grandfather was back in the 70s. Okay, don't need to buy them. It's like a row of bushes here. We had Chris's close out there and had your steakhouse here. The steakhouse.
So your mama's maiden name, or like, I know she married Tommy, your dad, like,
Drury.
so she was a Drury and then, okay, I knew,
But matter of fact, our grandfathers were broken.
Very embarrassing. So like I said, he was a good leader. He was like a representative. So I mean, they were brothers. And it was so ironic that both of them married females. So you can get confused. Because he was innocent and this one was, she remained married. But we kept up with the hospital at the time and saying, we had your grandmother down in the emergency room because, you know. And I said, what? Because I thought I just got the phone with you. And they were going, she's been here. I said, no. Yes, she is. And I said, no, it's not wrong. They said, no, they brought her in my ambulance. And I said, trust me, no. And I said, didn't laugh. And they come and I said, no, honey, that's going to be in trouble. And I said, look at the middle.
Guys, we're sorry to make you listen to this.
No,
You don't have to. You can always change channels, but we're just letting you see how this interview went. This is the witnesses. This is some of the so-called witnesses that the TBI used in their report as modern day witnesses to convict Buford Pusser. Now, there's a certain part that's supposed to be in here that we're trying to listen for.
yeah, I can't.
And it may be of relevance that you might enjoy hearing if we ever get to it. The main thing to remember still yet to this point is 5 videos. We've not discussed the 67 ambush or proof that Buford Pusser killed Pauline Pusser.
I said, I'm not ever coming down and check on you. But I've been thinking, I know my grandmother is. I mean, I was got fun with her. You know, it was just, it was crazy. But it was so ironic that most of them, you know, they lived a little correct from
Mary was her grandmother, Mary was a really good, I mean,
like the, what you did to as a southern lady.
yeah,
Makes sense.
and my grandmother was right off.
She had a grapple. I don't mean that in a bad way.
I mean,
So I mean, it was just, made a difference if they lied.
yeah.
it's really strange. I had one of my grandmothers, was prosecuted, reach out to me last night and told me that she missed my grandmother because she was more like a mother to her, and that she was really good to her. And she had a mean streak, but she really took care of her girls. I mean, she would take them to the doctor, and she would actually go up and get them off the bus and clothe them, and she had a good heart. I think she looked at them more like they were her children sometimes. And
I could be wrong, guys. I think she's referring to girls working for her grandmother. That's what it sounds like to me. I could
What
be
it sound
wrong.
like, but I don't
It's
know.
hard to understand this tape,
Yeah,
but that she'd go up and get them off the bus when somebody come through town new or something like this. She'd pick them up, give them a place to stay, clothe them, put them to work. That's my opinion. I don't know. I'm thinking that's what she just said. I could be wrong. So try to listen to it better if you can, or maybe she can put it in the comments what she meant.
Yeah.
We're saying a while ago that there was no state line mob, there was no house of ill repute, there was no moonshine, and there was nothing but the evidence points the other direction.
Well, I think people are going to remember you the thing people remember about you the most is how you treat them, not really what people think you are. People remember how you treated them, and if they felt that way, then they're treated very well.
I was spending out with my grandmother, and the phone would ring, and my grandmother would answer the phone, and they would say, I just want to know, how much is it tonight, and I finally got tired of it, and I took the phone one night, I said, I don't know, why don't you ask your daddy, he's in room 3.
Wow. That's sad.
I think I was correct in my thinking what
Yeah.
they were doing.
Did you hear what she said though? She took the phone from her grandmother and said, I don't know, won't you ask your dad who's in room 3?
Yeah.
I did do that, and they'd hang up the phone, and one time I was a Northeast cheerleader, and I was in my little cheerleader.
But they got upset at Buford because Buford put a stop to that.
Mm.
They got upset at Buford because Buford didn't want nobody being abused, didn't want nobody being ripped off. They got upset at Buford Pusser, guys. And after he's been dead 58 years, they decide let's dog him some more. Little cheerleader, Go
No, she said, I was a cheerleader. I was in my little cheerleader outfit.
And I had stopped by on the way to Northeast, and a prospective man came up and he said, oh, you have your girls dressed in cheerleader outfits. Well, my grandmother went and she pulled a gun out. He was from Grant County and told me she would shoot him all the way back to Grant County. And for them the next step to put back down, knew that I was a granddaughter. Well, he liked that shit because he didn't know, But that was the type of person my grandmother was, and her grandmother was just an angel. So.
She messed with her cats.
Yeah,
My
absolutely.
mom's the same way.
But can I ask a question? Did y'all ever talk to the nurse that in summer when they took Buford in?
I tell you what, if you throw a name out there, do you know the name?
No, fellow name is.
Probably just going to say you can tell by the look on my face whether I have.
She would be the one that
Probably.
you probably.
I'd say so.
You can tell by the look on my face. I won't answer your question. Nobody knows that we talk to nobody. If anybody tells anybody, it'll be because you told them, because we'll never tell nobody. Throw me a name out there and you'll be able to tell by the look on my face whether we talk to them or not.
Mm-hmm.
Won't you just grow some kahunas and tell them, yeah, I talked to that person. If you're going to tell them with your face, you might as well tell them with
question.
if you're going to tell them, you might as well tell them with your voice. You can tell them with your face, and it makes it right, because you just said earlier that in the first video that nobody will ever know who you all talk to or interview or nothing, because you all have integrity. You all keep it to yourselves. You all have tight lips. So I guess tight lips is okay as long as we talk to her. Did you talk to Margie? I guess that's okay. See, to me, that's not been truthful again. And that's what Mr. House said. Makes me think Mr. House telling the truth, because he said there was things wrote there that he didn't say, but we'll listen to his. But he says in his report that he made a face, and by the face he made, we took him as saying yes. Wow. Unless he shook his head up and down or back and forth. I'm flabbergasted. I am.
Because again, I'm going to treat them like.
He was back then they had fun.
There were several.
She got caught in the other little area, and Buford and one of his deputies were talking. The deputy was going off, and Buford said, look, I know her personally. No, she's dead now.
With the deputy PD.
Yeah. And she said that he was going off of Buford and telling him, look what you've done. What have you done? I've cleaned up your message. I don't know if we clean this mess up. And,
Mike Elam's. She's got that from Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you talking about the one that was she from Savannah?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, we're talking about.
Is she
Yeah,
not dead now?
she's dead,
Okay, that's what I thought. You know her,
but her brother's still alive.
but she feared her life. She told me, she said that when she was leaving, her uniform popped apart, pulled open just enough, and she told me that they knew that she was there, that she.
You realize that scared her so much, she quit nursing there and she went to
That's exactly
active
right.
duty Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
And she retired out of the Air Force. And matter of fact, she retired as a lieutenant colonel. She was a military nurse for the Air Force. And again, her brother's a wealth of knowledge, but I won't give you his name. But I mean, we're talking about the same person.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, there's so many of them we talked to, and believe it or not, there's a handful of his.
We won't give you her name,
Mhm.
her brother's name,
But there's,
but we talked to him. Well, guys, you might just go to Find a Grave and Google her mother, Google a woman, the Air Force colonel, and
Mhm.
probably going to have the brother listed in the obituary somewhere. So go ahead, babe. I'm just, what do you got?
It says his girlfriends that are still alive.
Okay.
I don't understand what they're
His
saying.
girlfriends that are still alive.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them in a fairly prominent position.
That's like I tell people all the time when they start on about my grandmother, I'll say, well, and I do have this. I have my grandmother's ledger. And just recently, somebody snorted off on one of those sites that I'm on. And I said, really? I said, now exactly who is your family? Because I said, I need to look at my grandmother's ledger to make sure nothing ain't there.
Then they just ghosted you from there. Like,
No, they blocked me.
oh, dude, that ledger's a loaded good. So, Will, that brought up a question.
Preachers, lawyers, doctors,
Yeah.
politicians, yes.
I'd always heard that when Towhead was killed, Buford was there. I'd always heard that.
He absolutely was. He's part of my
That's not what I heard,
Mm-mm.
detective. That's not what I heard. And don't sound like she's going to tell you what she knows about it neither. So, but we'll go ahead and let them, this is their video, but
still ain't willing driveway.
Now, there's an official story that they put out about the killing, but then what I'd always heard is Blue Tick's one that did it.
Lipstick was not on the road.
Blue Tick. Where we ever hear that at, guys? Blue Tick. Oh, yeah, Mike Elam. Blue Tick. Blue Tick. Boys, you're listening to Mike Elam's book. You're listening to Mike Elam's podcast from both of these parties. He's told both these parties the same story. And when they hear the other one's story, they can fill in the blank because Mike Elam's, they've either watched it on his podcast or he's told them and they're both feeling right at home. Like they're just, oh yeah, you got the same story. You know the same thing I do. Well, yeah, you should. You're on Mike Elam's Facebook page and his podcast. You guys are amazing. Go ahead.
Wow.
Amazing.
Sad.
Amazing.
I can promise you.
Well, I don't know if he's on the route or not, but I was told he's going to pull the trigger, but I don't know.
The lipstick was not on the roof. My uncle could not get up there. He had a hip problems from back when he was in the Navy.
Whatever
And
happened.
there's no way that he could have been on the roof. He was in the roof.
But kind of like,
And the reason I say that is because, Towhead tried to claim that Buford shot up his trailer. And there is a gas receipt that on the night that was reported, there's a gas receipt that puts Buford in very close proximity to where that happened, but they never did anything with it, which is totally unrelated to Pauline, but I was just curious about.
Yeah, if it was, well, I don't know if I don't know if Dennis.
Mr. Parsons, I'm sorry to tell you, sir, but ever how long you've been in this interview is totally unrelated to Pauline. You all have talked about everything in the world except Pauline and Buford and the 1967 ambush. You've talked about everything and everybody but. Amazing.
Who was she talking about here? I don't know if Dennis was in there with you.
Was in there with you.
I was who was in there with you. But my aunt and uncle were separated. You didn't know that. And he was having an affair with that one. And they both were in the vehicle sitting in Aunt Willard's driveway.
Oh.
And
You talking
I
about when
think
Towhead was killed? Or,
They
okay.
were in front.
And I do believe if my Aunt Shirley had not opened up the door and rolled underneath the car, I don't think I think she would.
They were in front of the Elway Motel.
Huh?
They were in front of the Elway Motel.
Right.
Then if that's the story, then why would Buford had been
Why
there?
would he have anything?
Why
to do
would
with it?
Buford have
Yeah.
anything to do with it? See? And that's the story, what Mike Elam always say. And there you have it.
And there you have it. Yeah.
There you have it. That's the story. That's how Towhead White became deceased. Not by Buford being up on the roof and sniping them, not by Buford even being there, as Mr. Parsons says. It was an affair, supposedly. Go ahead. We won't
Yeah.
comment.
But my grandmother's office window, faced, one of her windows faced the L road.
When did you say there was a Hathcott woman that was in the car with? Okay.
Yeah. I don't
Well,
particularly want to talk about that with Dennis.
that's fine. Well, I'm not going to go back until Dennis.
You know what?
Dennis knows I'm here today because I was trying to get hold of you.
No,
I'm just telling you.
I'm not going to go back and tell Dennis what we talked about. You can tell me. I won't go back and tell Dennis.
So you know we're on the up and up. I'm not going to go back and tell Dennis what y'all.
yeah.
That's not how we operate.
To know that.
We keep all that stuff kind of siloed off. That people, we have to use sources sometimes to get us to people we need to talk to. But it's people that we vetted, we trust. Now there's.
Do you check their criminal history, Mike? Did you check Dennis's criminal history? You can really trust him, I'll bet. Wow.
Probably maybe 5 people that I count on my hand the whole time we've worked on this case that I would say I trust them. They're not going to put anything like, guess who came to see me on Facebook? They're not going to do that. So, and I trust Dennis. But I'm not going to tell him
Oh,
what you told me. And I'm not going to tell you what he told me.
No, because
he trusts the man that was out following the sheriff around the entire night by his own confession. He trusts this man that followed the sheriff around all night till the wee morning of the hours. And then the Moore come home and got in bed. And then he said he got a call that there'd been a shooting out on New Hope Road. Pauline was dead. Wow. But he trusts him.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of, but again, like I said earlier, like y'all had to live with, Dennis has struggled through, his family name, essentially,
Dennis has struggled because of family name, because of what his family did, the way his family lived. Dennis has struggled with family name because if you'll look at Dennis's criminal history, you will see that the twig didn't fall too far from the tree. I don't want to get on here and go that route, but I'm speaking fact. There's a difference in when you speak fact and you're saying you trust somebody that's got a rap sheet longer than my arm. And when you're accusing a man that had never had a rap sheet of murdering his wife. Do you not see, detective? Do you not see the road that you're going down?
Mm-mm.
I hope you do one day, because it's not a good road. It's not a good place to be in life. It's not the things that you've said during this interview and the impression that you have made upon these women. You're as much of a W.O., a Louise, a towhead. In my opinion, you've got about as much morals and decency and character and honesty and integrity as those people had. That's my opinion. I feel you, but that's what when I listen to this video and hear him talk and hear the lies that he says and hear the comments that he makes that he would do the same thing they did, that's not something a person with integrity or character, that's not something in their vocabulary. They wouldn't say that. Go ahead. I'll be quiet.
Evil too. And then, well, they're essentially the ones that killed Pauline, you know. I mean, his dad, I mean.
And when that happened, I really had
Wait, who killed
I don't know.
Pauline?
it hard in school. They wouldn't let me be a cheerleader. They wouldn't. Well, I went out a cheerleader when I was in junior high, and because of who my family was, they took it away from me, and I got it, and they took it away from me because I said I didn't have the grades. But Miss Wright, her husband was what was his name? He was a highway patrolman. Creekmore Wright. It was his wife. She got my grades out, and I did have the grades.
Really?
They just didn't want me to have it, and so I never went out for anything else until I went to Northeast. And can you imagine getting to be a Northeast cheerleader, and then all of a sudden Corinth High School is really interested in you and wants you to come and take pictures because you're the first girl in Corinth High School that ever became a Northeast cheerleader. It's all politics.
Yeah.
You know, nobody would date me because of who my family was. You know, and they couldn't have anything to do.
It's such a small world because I went to Northeast on a baseball scholarship from Central, but around that same time, my dad was murdered. So my mom and dad, my dad retired out of the military, but he also worked at TVA at Yellow Creek, Pickwick. And then when he retired from that, we moved up a little cabin near the river in Clifton. And I was in the Army, but he was at a hunting cabin and they were drinking, and a guy had too much to drink, killed him. And TVA actually worked my dad's murder. It's kind of weird. Sometimes I think about it like, you know, I went through that when I was 20, and here I am doing the job that, you know, comes full circle. But it's just, you know, my girls, I got 3 daughters, they're cheerleading, like, well, 2 of them I got a free spirit. Like, I don't know where in the gene pool that she got, because I was never like, she's just an artistic, free-spirited kind of person. And
Love that.
it's my daughter, it's my oldest, but
Yeah.
the two. I mean, she don't even care about boys. My oldest, she's just wanting to do her thing, loves to paint, and just thinks so creatively,
That sounds like you,
artistically.
Jesse.
Yeah, but then my youngest 2, you know, cheerleaders, they're all about the boys, and that's, you know, I'm like, oh dear God.
Somebody captured the order.
Yeah.
Yes, my husband Nicholas, the one that,
Was forbidden from seeing her.
yeah, but, and I have a little boy named Stone, but this is my husband and I.
That's right.
Yeah,
Awesome.
he's got long hair, he's our little Rolling Stone.
Is your husband?
And she's about that's gonna be a dentist, but
Oh, man.
we got married.
We can't be creative and do dental work.
I literally need to introduce.
Yeah.
I need to introduce my oldest to her, because like she in the mornings, like because I have to listen to my wife get on them in the mornings when they're getting ready, and like my oldest is like it's all just so perfection, like her. I mean, it's I'm like, dear God, just throw your hair up, go to school, like, you know. And, oh, you can't do that, Dad. It's like, I've got to, you know. So
You know, there's a
she's
shortage
elected
in the
for
dental field.
Do what?
There's a shortage in the dental field. You need to get in.
Look, when I went.
Before that little boy gets
My
too big.
granddaughter's.
When I went to school.
really,
They were saying back
You
in
may
like
know,
14,
you need
and
the,
it was like
Bobby
which,
Yeah.
grade,
Yeah, okay, but his
dropout
son
rate, like,
He's a dentist now.
they say
In
it
Charlotte,
like,
you know,
like
and
freshman
then
grade and stuff like that. And it was
Okay.
dental
I
program
can't remember.
in the South.
That's long ago. Our family doctor The two boys were Kenny and Brady. Brady's one who committed
I need to
suicide
know this to work.
years ago.
But
Brady's the one who killed him. Doctor was our family doctor when I was growing
Yeah.
up.
I don't know.
I think Kenny's still alive, the oldest, but then Brady, the youngest, he's the one who committed suicide. Because they live not like, if you go out Salem Road instead of going down the watershed, like McLemoresville, the watershed, you turn right to go back down.
Salem Road.
Well, you turn off Salem to go right to go back down 45. That's where all the Rosses are from, but their house down there, like before you cross the railroad tracks and all that. And I was just going to say a while ago, talking about families, my dad's aunt was a year older than he is. I was about my Aunt Deanie, and that was just like the families back then, like she was his aunt. But she was literally, so they grew up very close, and he grew up being best friends with his aunt, and she was a year older than him. So it's like, you don't see that much these days.
Right.
But when they had big families, and you had 8 or 9, 10 kids.
everybody gathered together and they
Did y'all talk to the Mask family? Have you talked to the Mask family?
Mask?
Slide Mask, Buford Mask? What's the other one name?
Are they from down here, Masks, or up there? Because I played ball against some Masks.
The,
one's passed away. It's
that's Clyde, right? Or is that Buford? I think it may be.
it's beautiful.
Buford. One of them's still alive. You ought to talk to him, and I'm not gonna tell you much. I'll talk to him about the ambush. If he'll talk to you.
Well, just when you said Mask, growing up, I played ball. We played ball growing up all together. Teddy Mask. He's probably my age, and they're out from Kossuth. I don't know if that's some of the same.
No, I don't, well, you know.
Give me a little insight.
Huh?
Tell me a little, what would he know?
Well, I'd read you talk to him and not be too, here's that, you know what he told me about the ambush? They just had a barn down the road on the road.
Okay. Sure.
Changing the weapon.
And you saying Clyde Mask is who you think?
I think it's Clyde that's still alive.
Still alive, okay.
And which one went to prison? Clyde. Is it Clyde? Okay, and he's got a son that went to prison.
Would he talk to us, though?
You talk to his son?
No, I said, would he talk to us if I...
I don't know if he would or not. I don't know.
So, yeah.
There was a barn that supposedly the vehicle that was used in the ambush also was hid in that barn.
For a while. So, just so you know what I've gathered, so I understood that it went somewhere for a minute, but initially they had it at Sibley's across from the courthouse, and they did all they were going to do to it. And I talked to the guy I talked.
Stop a minute. Guys, what they're talking about right there is actually the lady, or we think, or some people that I've talked to, thinks that car there that she's talking about is a car that was hit on New Hope Road. That was the blue Cadillac, and it was hid in this barn on New Hope Road.
Okay. Wow.
And that's what she was talking about. Have you talked to Buford or Clyde Mask?
Mhm.
Mask, the sons of the man named Herman Mask. Herman was the father. Herman owned the land on New Hope Road and had a barn there. And evidently, after the ambush, somebody took the blue Cadillac and hid it in his barn for 2 weeks. And he knew about it. Now, this gentleman here, whether he's intentionally redirecting, her attention, or for the video, for the tape, acting like he don't know what she's referring to, he goes back to talking about the Plymouth Ferry. Well, they took it to so-and-so's
Sibley's.
first,
Mhm.
and then they took it to Sumner or wherever he said.
Wow.
She's not talking about the ferry. She's not talking about the Plymouth Ferry, Buford's car. Buford's car was out at the Alan McCoy's
Store.
store.
Yeah.
Thank you, babe. They wouldn't have taken Buford's car back to New Hope Road to Herman Mask's place to hide in a barn. They wouldn't have done that. They took Buford Pusser's car on to Adamsville. They took it there to process it,
Mm-hmm.
and they locked it up in a Chevrolet dealership or somewhere down through there at, I forget that guy's name, Broughton or something. This lady here, from what we've been told, and it's apparent, because she knows that Buford's car was taken on toward Adamsville. You wouldn't have brought
Mhm.
Buford's car all the way back from Alan McCoy's store, all the way back up New Hope Road and put in somebody's barn. You wouldn't have done that. And they wouldn't have kept it there for 2 weeks like they were hiding it. This is the part of the video that somebody had called and told us about, and we thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Wow.
And this is what she said. Did you talk to the Mask, Clyde or Buford Mask,
Mhm.
Herman Mask sons? She's incorrect there. She said one of them's deceased.
Right.
From what I understand, they're both deceased now. But there's another one that's alive still yet today
Mm-hmm.
that remembers
Yep.
that. Now, guys, why would she bring up that a car? They're so busy talking.
Yeah.
They're so busy talking that sometimes people get loose. Loose lips sink ships. And she's went straight. She's wanting to tell him some more information. They're enjoying their time together, conversating and talking. And one of them wants to have more information, more to say than the other one. That's what you call running your mouth. Not being disrespectful. They're running their mouths. She gets to talking, and before she knows it, she says, have you talked about the car they hid in the barn? He says, well, they took that car to Salmon or Jackson, wherever they said, Adamsville.
Sibley's or something.
Sibley's. Thank you, babe.
Yeah.
Thank you. He's referring to the ferry. Is he doing that intentionally? Trying to guide her back away? Because remember, they don't want no exculpatory evidence. They don't want nothing that would steer them away any way whatsoever from pointing their finger at Buford Pusser. They just don't want it. If you bring up that there was a second car, especially a blue Cadillac,
Mhm.
that's going to run our whole scenario here. You're going to sink us in the water. If somebody's hit a car in a barn, why would somebody hide a car in a barn on New Hope Road the day that Pauline Pusser was killed? I don't know neither. We don't.
No.
There it is. She asked about the car in the barn.
Yep.
He steered her away. Was it intentional? Or
Mhm.
is he just not,
Wow.
did he miss it? I don't know. I wasn't there. I can't look at him and see his facial expression or see what he's doing. Or did he catch that and all of a sudden say, no, that car went to siblings? Or did he just not catch it that there was another car involved? Remember the ambush car?
Yeah.
Remember the car that Buford told everybody pulled up beside of them, turned the headlights on? Let it play, babe.
I have a question. The
Yeah.
guy that owned the property there and stuff, was he the same man that was supposed to be out plowing his field?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think that was up there towards the bridge.
Okay.
This is on down, I believe.
Okay. I didn't
Anything's
know.
possible.
Yeah.
And that's a good question. But he didn't see Buford and them at 4:00 in the morning, no more than they saw Buford and them at the honky tonk, because Buford and them didn't leave the house till 5. Carl didn't call Buford at 4:00 in the morning when he first got the call,
Right.
and they didn't call Buford back till 5.
Right.
So the guy that says he was out plowing his garden at 4 in the morning and saw it, or the women that says they was at the honky tonk smoking,
Yeah.
they didn't see that because they hadn't left their house. They were still at home.
Right.
In Adamsville.
So he's still alive. He's kind of in bad health, but he was a part-time deputy for Buford, but he worked at Sibley's. And he remembered that they were discussing what they were going to do with it. And then it sat out in some barn, like through the remaining summer months, and just festered. And
It set out in a barn down in Adamsville, not a barn on New Hope Road. She told you New Hope Road, the Mask, Buford and Clyde that lived on New Hope Road, the barn that was there. She never mentioned a barn in Sumner or Jackson or Adamsville. That's where Buford's car went. Buford's car initially went to the Chevrolet dealer. They took it out of the Chevrolet dealer later on and put it in a storage building there in town. That's not the car she's talking about, Mike.
Wow.
I think Mike knows.
then they decided, well, we're going to send it to Jackson and we're going to get it. So they did. What they did is they stripped it out. But that stuff was so ingrained in the interior, like Petey and some of them had talked about, they would have.
Yeah, but they're trying to say she was killed outside the car. So what was ingrained
Oh,
inside
yeah,
the
babe,
car?
that's such a good question. What,
So
Mike?
why was it so bad?
Mr. Parsons, what in the world could have been inside the car? She was killed outside the car. Remember, Dr. Reveal opines that she was killed outside the car and put in?
Yeah.
Surely she couldn't have had no blood left in her up and down New Hope Road where everybody's seen brains and blood.
Still drive it, even though they fixed all the bullet holes and all that stuff. But they said the smell got so bad in there, they just told them, said, we can't do this anymore. And there was a guy that was worked for the Ford dealer there. I can't remember his name. It's a Province guy. Maybe it was a salesman or somebody. Anyway, bought it. And when years ago, it's the belief that somebody sold it and it went to Louisiana. Then I've heard it's buried in Crump. I mean,
My feeling it's buried. Yeah, no doubt you heard that. No doubt.
Get all these stories.
I've heard that.
Yeah. So
his name was Buford, man. She
Yeah, there's a Buford and a Clyde that were brothers. They're brothers. I want to say Buford passed away a year ago. Matter of fact, I know it is Buford. It was some nurse and some Clyde.
So, right. Now, Clyde was going with the woman that.
M-A-N-C-E.
Pardon me?
M-A-N-C-E.
No, M-A-S-K.
M-A-N-K.
mask, like a mask you put on.
He was going with the woman, Roxanne, that was the caretaker of Mama Drury, that when they robbed her, that beat her so bad, the guy from Berkeley. That's the one that I got. That's one that got the boxes up in Blue Day.
Now, Clyde used to have.
Do you know they some dogs from the guy? He
I'm not sure if he still does or not.
They beat my grandmother. She was taking care of my grandmother. And when we got down there, Junior.
Hey, guys, we're sorry
Yeah.
to make you have to. This is probably video 5, and we're sorry to make you listen to it. I'm sure not many's there now, but this is just to show you the complete interview. We're going to play it till its end,
The evidence.
but this is just to show you who they interviewed. And from what we understand, the other people that's already heard these, the other ones are the same. The other audio tapes are going to be the same as this. And this is the people that convicted Buford Pusser of murdering his wife. And this is the evidence that they talk about everything in the country except Pauline Pusser and Buford and how they died, how she died and how he got his face shot off.
Only thing she said about the ambush was that the car was hid in the barn.
Only thing, according to the ambush, is that the car was hid in the barn at the Mask property on New Hope Road. Buford Pusser's Plymouth Ferry was never on New Hope Road again after they picked him up at Alan McCoy's store. Never was back on New Hope Road. The only thing that was said about the 67 ambush, thank you, babe, worth anything is exculpatory towards Buford Pusser, because it tells of a second car that was involved, because the first car, Buford's car, was hauled to Siblings Chevrolet.
Yep.
In Adamsville. The second car was supposedly hid in the barn.
Yep.
On the Mask property on New Hope Road for 2 weeks. It stayed there for 2 weeks. Never got it back out.
Wonder if they've asked the brother who's it belonged
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, they asked the brother. They asked the brother that's living. He's old. He's an old man now. He remembered it.
Mm-hmm.
He remembered it.
But they're not gonna say that there.
They didn't. He led them away from that. When she mentioned that, and then she's called on to what she said,
So he's
and she
redirected her,
didn't.
and so she just let it go.
He's redirected. She's called on, left it alone. So, because that would be exculpatory to go talk to somebody and them say, "Yeah, I remember a blue Cadillac hiding in that barn when I was a kid. I remember that."
Hmm. Wow.
And I were outside talking, I can't even remember his name. We were asking her, how did my grandmother, who does the guy in? And, it's a well-known, name, Lambert, he was in Lambert.
Oh.
Yeah, do you remember that now?
I'm afraid to say that I think so. If you're going out 72 towards Burnsville, when you get to where Cutshaw Funeral Home's on your right,
Mm-hmm.
you start to crest that hill. You take a left. It's now County Road 944. I don't know what it was ever called back then. But my Uncle Harold and Pat, they all lived, my Papa Roy, they all lived on the
Yeah,
same
he
road.
went to prison.
Lambert's lived right across the railroad from my Uncle
That's exactly
Harold.
right, that's where he
Yeah,
lived.
I knew.
I can't remember that woman's name, can you?
I take this as DDA in this case. So,
Okay.
yeah. Hey, gentlemen.
I don't remember her name.
Okay.
I went into her up at the Blue Dog, a couple of years after that, it had to keep mom there. And, I picked up one, and, I can't remember, can't remember his first name. Something named it,
They didn't remember a whole lot, but they remember a Buford.
Mm.
Did not remember a whole lot during this whole thing, but they can remember Buford.
You got two phones?
What's your email address?
Oh, that's a no, but you didn't talk to me. Hey, Jim.
044.
Teresa can probably hear me.
And
They're probably giving some sensitive
yeah.
information.
so they always cut that out. So
I'll be 60 Monday. And we have a mandatory retirement.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, so I have to go at the end of the month. But I'm coming back as a contract agent for this, the Bobo case. The Bobo case is fired back to us. They're bringing me back as a contractor for that.
60 really young compared to where I am.
The agent on that, so
Yeah.
there's two of us left in the office that know that case. I'm trying to hang on to us to finish it. And I was honored to be asked to do this one.
Well,
I knew Warren Jones pretty well. I worked with him.
I think that it's good.
he said, I thought he was going to say, I knew Warren Jones, but he said, I knew Warren Jones briefly.
That you can close a case.
Yeah.
Or get some kind of close.
We were so excited that what Warren and those agents did back then and the documentation that they did best they could, but they did a great job, that we are now able to take modern day forensics and apply that to that evidence now.
Right.
And it's gotten us where we are.
Stop it.
And
Now, guys, there's you another one.
Wow.
He just said the same thing that Mr. Roush. That's a different agent. I don't think that's Parsons there. He just said the same thing that Director Roush said on stage that day when he told the reporter, you're going to be able to see all the evidence from the ambush site in 1967. And you're going to see in the report. You're going to be able to see all of it. It's in the report. Evidence was lost, guys. It's no more.
Yep.
There is no physical evidence.
Right.
Something you can hold in your hand. He just told her the same thing with forensics that compared to the evidence back then. There is no evidence back then, guys. You call it whatever you want. I know what I call it. But she's already kicked my leg to death, so my leg's already sore. I ain't about to say nothing else. I can't handle no more. I can't handle no more abuse. I'm gonna have
Let's
to.
switch seats.
I
Sorry,
can just
Javier.
keep my other leg. Go ahead and turn it back on.
Sorry.
We would love to be able, Mike and I, to do that on other cases. Mike and I have taken several old cases, I was telling you that were like that they brought out, had gone cold. We were able to pick them back up and it's solved. And
I can imagine.
he and I work well together. I had a knack for it. A knack for talking to people.
Sorry, I just got a piece.
Well, I'll tell you, if you're in Tennessee and you ever have something go wrong, you better call the highway patrol or the sheriff's department in the county you're in or city department.
You're gonna make his day.
Sign your page.
Sign your page. She's autographing a book for him.
I told you she bought one.
You said about a book.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and let it play. She's autographing a book.
You want me to go to?
Take his day.
You already got Dennis to autograph a picture for
It's
you.
such an honor to meet you.
And I don't know that I've ever had anybody say it was an honor.
Knowing what we know it is, and I'm, you know, and working these cases, you get a feel for a lot like that. I was a kid, I was born in '64. I remember the '60s.
So you're 10 years younger than me.
Yeah, I remember. And I remember, well, '74 when he was killed in the car wreck over there, but I remember my folks talking about it. I can remember going to the Princess Theater in Lexington when Walker Hall was released. Him being
But
there.
I will never forget the morning that, when he was killed, yeah, I was there when they called Junior and Shirley and said that, that he had the wreck, and everything, and, person that called him, I don't know who it was, but they had been, I guess where was he at, a fair, where in Memphis or
Back
something?
there, Ken.
Yeah, and they said that he was so peeled up, and so drunk, and that, but everybody wants to say that the mom killed him, but the mom didn't.
We know better than that.
Oh, yeah. That's just, you wouldn't believe.
I know.
We don't. Even my grandchildren, have a hard time. And they go, but mine's more over Junior and Shirley and my grandmother, and, they knew that some of the rest of the family was involved in it. I don't know if you know this, my grandmother was Fanny Bell Parker, Sorrell. She was at Plymouth Agency. And then Bob Gill informed me about when I was really young that we were sharing with Jesse James, and I said, really?
I guess she did research.
Yeah, and that he had, when he robbed the bank, he went down on Hatfield and spent the night with some of our cousins. Yeah, and so then we were talking, and she said, well, you're kin to Mal Barker and the gang. I said, what? I said, no wonder I've got such a bad temper, and no wonder I've had blood. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So they don't think that Mal Barker or whatever was back.
Well, I was getting ready to say, but I didn't want to interrupt. But maybe they just needed the money, I guess. Bonnie and Clyde,
Wow.
Jesse James. They just needed the money. According to Mr. Parsons there, it's okay because they lived rough back then. If you lived rough and you needed it, he would have done it for his family.
Wow.
That's what he said earlier.
Yeah.
That's my mother.
Well, it's no worse than what they tell on me. They said, and I don't have done research, that I'm related to John Wilkes Booth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, I don't know how that is. I've never done the research to find out. When I retire, I'm going to.
Yeah, the Barkdale research into all these were very people. And, of course, we got a lot of India in the family. Matter of fact, my mother, she was young, like.
Guys, listen to this. Any five parts to this video, 5 1-hour parts. And we're still not talking about Buford Pusser and the ambush. Other than a car that was hit in the barns, the only thing that we heard, which was exculpatory, and they got away from that real fast.
Yep.
Imagine this.
Wow.
My great-grandfather lived with Barkdale, Mary and Rockton. My great-grandfather lived with Mary and Lynn. And he had white hair and he would raise his hand and he would have a basket and he would bounce it and he would bounce it from his come to you and he had that interest.
Yeah, my father did. He was, my great grandmother was,
Can't find it.
she was half,
But I don't think.
my dad's grandmother was half Indian. They were Cherokee.
That's what we are.
Yeah. They said in back the great grandfather buried her off the Trail of Tears. They met. They traveling through.
He didn't have the picture of me.
She does. If you're gonna split state sign it.
It's late when it's split the bone.
I can't wait to read that.
She got so much heat over this.
We had the original autopsy.
Louise.
Yeah.
Poppycock. She's showing him that book evidently,
Mm-hmm.
and she's saying that's the original autopsy. And he said of Louise. She said, yeah. Once again, guys, where did that autopsy come from? Nobody's got it. McNairy County says they don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
State records, Tennessee state records say they don't have it, that McNairy never sent nothing like that to them. Where did that come from? That's in her book. That's in Mike Elam's book and podcast. Even this Parsons, a while ago, Mike Parsons said that he had Louise's autopsy. From what we understand, there is no autopsy for Louise. Could we be wrong? Sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sure, we could be wrong, but we'd like to see why it wasn't presented to the grand jury. Or was it? Grand jury still come back and said not guilty, no true bill.
It's self-defense.
No true bill, self-defense. Yeah, thank you, bud. Go ahead, let's finish this one up.
All right. We're almost done, guys. Hang in there.
I want her vindicated because, she was already. People that knew her, really knew Barkdale, they knew that was the true good. But the other people that are away from here and like, Chicago, Missouri, and Iowa, and all those places, they just killed me.
Right there it is, Tracy.
You would be surprised, or you wouldn't be surprised. There are people all over the United States and abroad that follow this.
Look at Will Treasa.
Don't make yourself home.
Wow, you'd be surprised, guys.
Yeah.
People all over the United States. You'd be surprised, he says. People all over the United States follow this. Wow. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought somebody as famous as Buford Pusser that anybody would follow when you come out and say he's a murderer? Who would have thought it?
Look at Will Treasa.
Yeah, that's me. I used to be a dancer. From the time I
look
was
at
3
you.
till I was 18.
Oh, my gosh.
That's in the truck stop.
You were 18 here?
No, between 3 and 18, I took dancing.
Oh.
And, what I need that, right here. I wish this thing would quit whistling.
You know, guys, I'm not going to say it. I want to. I'm not going to say it, but I want to so bad, since these are some of the people that loves to speculate on Buford Pusser. I'd love to just ask a question or make a comment, and maybe you guys are thinking the same thing about this entire interview. Maybe you guys are thinking about the same thing. I grew up near you. You grew up near. I went to the same school you did. I was a dancer. I was a cheerleader. I was really. Oh, really? When was you? See, people can speculate. We won't go that route. I won't go that as far as to do that. But in my mind, I'm thinking of things that these two people sitting here, I can just see listen to this. This is supposed to be an interview.
Yeah.
Of witnesses or secondary
It's casual, just.
witnesses to hearsay dealing with a murder, a homicide. We're talking about being a dancer since from 3 to 18. I was in my cheerleading outfit when one of the guys come in wanting to, wow. And he's wrapped up in it. He's pretty consumed. She was trying to tell him a while ago about a car being hid in a barn. He wants to talk about he played baseball with some guy named Mask or Musk or something. People can assume a lot of things in life. People can assume because they have a newspaper that there's money in it. They're getting paid off. People can assume that since none of the ambushers that was in that blue Cadillac were ever caught, that they didn't exist. You can assume that. Or you can assume that it's bad police work. In Mississippi, the state of Mississippi worked harder at finding Buford Pauline's killers than the state of Tennessee did. And then they come up here in the last days and without involving the FBI or ATF or anybody that could help them, they do it on their own. They just say, hey, let's call it. Mike Elam's called it for 20 years. He's went on all these podcasts and Facebook. He's got away with it. We can do it. I hope they never get away with it. I hope you guys don't let them get away with it.
Yeah.
Because if they get away with it, it's because we let them. Because the evidence is not there. The proof is not there. Just like Mike Elam pulls the wool over his people's eyes and illusionary truth and tells them over and over. That's what they thought they were going to do. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. I don't think they're going to pull the wool over people's eyes. Finish it up, bud.
All right.
I'll try to shut up.
No, you're good.
Was there other questions? I see there's a paper turned back. I didn't know if there was other questions. Y'all have.
My
I don't know what he's got.
It's right here.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna let him,
Look at that fan.
I think you've answered a lot of what he had, and so.
Okay.
You answered a lot of the questions. Yeah, Dad got shot in the face. The school had to apologize for us at school. Grandma run a place, and I asked these people, your dad's in room number 3, and she's answered a lot of questions. Nothing on the ambush, but
No.
a lot of questions.
I know that's in there. Oh my. That's in the truck stop. The truck stop was named after me, actually. Well, Treasa's truck stop. And then it later on it became Rick's pawn shop. That was Virginia and Shirley's son.
Yep.
It became a pawn shop. And matter of fact, I'm on the Florence, Mississippi site. That's what it's called. Are you on that group, Florence, Mississippi group? And I had somebody private message me the other day, and they said, I didn't know you were married to that old family. And I said, excuse me? And they took, messaged me back, and they said, well, that was trashy, but I don't think you're trashy. I'll show you his later, but I was just like, are you kidding me? We're talking, I'm 70 years old, and that, I just get upset.
History runs deep, doesn't it? And they,
I went to jail one time over my grandmother.
you went to jail with it?
I sure did. I got to fight in the nightclub over my grandmother and over Ricky, actually. Were you there with us?
Okay, here's one that says she went to jail. I had heard there was a criminal record there. That's why I said at the beginning we need to check criminal records. And now, when did she go to jail? Did she go to jail when Buford was the sheriff? Did she go to jail anything to do with Carl or Buford or anybody like that? Would there be anything at all? Some remorse against Buford?
Hmm,
Go ahead.
interesting.
I think I was.
The bar downtown?
I have a question. Jason's gonna have to go to work, so you did too, no.
Oh, yeah.
Give me the slot.
Well, your car's parked all the way over there.
You don't think, Chris, and I think.
You don't think we can't walk?
Yeah, but that's a long walk.
We'll take them over there and get their car and come back, y'all can back.
I figured that.
I gotta take my car through the,
That's okay. We'll take you. Mate, you can ride with me.
That's what she's saying. Can you take me over to my car?
No, she was asking her. She said she's got to go pick somebody up. And they said, well, we can walk. And now he's volunteered and said, we'll take you. Or I'll take you, or whatever he said there.
the work with the car wash. Yeah, because that tree sap has got on the top of my car, and we get hauling $3 around, so I got to go clean it.
Oh, I saw where you carried Dixie to the sign.
Dixie,
That was
at the ice cream.
yeah.
Oh, she loved ice cream. Now Dolly is about to
You
get
gotta
up
leave,
the
you
house.
gotta go to work.
Well, I was just going to tell you, we've been going about an hour and a half, and we really appreciate your time. But the last question I would probably ask you is that sometimes we shoot ourselves in the foot as investigators. Is there anything else that we have not asked you that you think might be important to us
What's her
that we haven't
sign?
talked about?
What's her
The only
sign?
thing important that I can tell you is about the mask guy, if he'll talk to you.
Okay.
The mask guy. She's the only thing I can tell you is about the mask guy.
Wow.
He'll talk.
I could bring.
Guys, there's no check your files. All you people that's paid $400 for this, check and see if you have anything in there from Herman Mask, Clyde Mask, Buford Mask, and there's one more brother.
Yeah.
Check and see if there's anything in there. I'll bet you $5 to a donut there's not. I'll bet you $5 they never went or they never put it in their file talking to a mask or asking them if they was a blue Cadillac hid in their barn for 2 weeks on New Hope Road. It wouldn't be there because that would be exculpatory.
Wow.
That would prove Buford's story. That would prove that there was an ambush, that another car, a blue Cadillac, pulled up beside of them. She just asked him again to talk to the mask guy. If she could give them one piece of advice, talk to the mask family. Go ahead, babe. Let's see what they say.
Bring that back to you. I mean, if you let me,
We signed it.
I'll get back to you, he said.
They
Oh.
signed it for you.
She's still
that's
signing.
awesome. Thank you so much.
Barbara Gill's original signature.
Wow.
It says best wishes. That's how she signed all her books with best wishes.
That is,
It's got the autopsy report in there. That was the original one that.
oh, wow.
That's me when I was a little.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Look, that-
Let's raise mama up. Let's raise mama's ego and reputation up. Mama didn't. Rephrase. I know. I feel you. And you're right. I didn't say. I'm glad I didn't.
That's just
But I'm saying it's okay to raise mama's reputation up there
why you destroy.
while we destroy Buford Pussers.
Wow.
That wouldn't mean nothing to his kids or grandkids. No, but let's take care of our own. It's okay. You must have forgot how they treated you as a child in school when they embarrassed you over your family name. You must have forgot all that because it sure didn't influence you in your life on how to treat other people and their family name. Or that, at least, that's my opinion. That's the lesson that I've got out of the last 5 hours of listening to a 2-hour video.
Ooh. See what
Let
this
it play, I'm
ends
done.
That's
up.
It's
awesome.
rated R as far as the language.
Yeah,
goes.
that's It wouldn't be the first time I heard it.
Okay.
I spent 27 years in the military, so I've heard about everything you can hear, you know. But it was great to meet y'all.
It's very nice for them.
And you make sure you tell Loretta Edison, Evans,
You
and I
got
said
that
hello.
biographical and.
I do. And I did a
She
little
actually
research. For it.
texted me,
Did you really?
but I haven't told her that.
Well, a really good, I know we got to go, but a really good friend of ours just passed away. Well, graduated with Jay Holloway. His Michael just passed.
That's his brother.
Yes, that's Jay's. I graduated with Jay. We were best friends. Like Jay, Chris, me,
Yeah,
Grant Little, all of us. I haven't heard.
He shot and killed himself in front of his wife.
Oh, my God.
That just tore me
Yeah, I
up.
I got to reach out to Jay. I haven't heard of the
Yeah.
arrangements.
See,
But you know, Derek Little, their cousin, did the
His
same thing
cousin
years
did the
ago.
same thing.
Yes.
You know, the sad thing is that Michael never got over his mother's death.
I remember Gloria, yeah.
The day of the funeral, Michael went and got drunk on that morning and never made it to him because he had.
See, that's
It's really sad.
I'm really,
And I may come find you one day. Bring my oldest down here. I think she's got a future in like, you know, doing stuff.
Yeah. I told her her best class.
Oh, she's going.
Hang out that liner and fix that hair and, cause you never know, she might make somebody else feel beautiful one day and.
Oh, you think you should try to do me like your typical daddy? That you like practice on me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, I have really enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it.
And y'all got my numbers. I promise you I won't drunk dial you or butt dial you at 2:00 in the morning. But if y'all ever need anything or remember something, just give me a call.
Just find Sebastian, that's all I want.
Well, we're gonna try. I promise. We will. Thank you.
When we quit goofing off on a 58-year-old publicity case, we might get busy on Sebastian. I already had to put my jacket on, guys. I got to take the
Yeah.
dog for a walk.
Yeah, he's,
Sorry, this is drug out into 5 parts.
yeah.
We didn't want to cut any of the video out where somebody could say, well, you should have did it verbatim. That's what we like.
Mm,
Do it verbatim. If you want to hear it, it's there.
That's exactly
If you
right.
don't, that's fine. Of course, we put our commentary in there.
Yep.
My thoughts, I've deleted myself from all these Buford Pusser pages. Some guy said, well, everything that he gets from me. And guys, I don't need nobody's credit. I don't need nobody's approval. I don't beat to everybody's drum. I beat to my own drum.
Yeah.
I had 40 years of experience doing this. I can tell you what you just seen there is not the way I worked. I didn't work like that as a rookie, but
Interesting.
it's less than interesting. It's sad.
Yeah.
That is sad. That just proves everything that we saw on stage that day and all these people that thought this is not right. The more you look at the reports, the more now that we've started listening to the audio, we would advise everybody, listen to the audio tapes.
Yeah.
Listen to them. Try to listen to every word. I know there's going to be nonsense, but listen to what they say and how they say it. Now, there's 2 comments here to this video.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is where she brought up that car on New Hope Road that was hit at the Mask farm.
Mm-hmm. And she brought it up again at the end.
And the second one is when she brought it up, he said, have we left anything out? Can you tell us anything? Well, they knew everything except their astrology sign, whatever that is.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But then she said, talk to the mask. She said it again. When she's saying talk to the mask, she's saying there was a blue Cadillac. There was a car hidden in that garage for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
We say they never talked to him. That's what Sheila and I would say. We don't know. Please put it in the comments if you can find anywhere where Detective Parsons or anybody talked to any of the Mask family, Herman Mask's family. I think there's a son, 76-year-old son still living. That's also confirmed that the car was there for 2 weeks after Pauline was killed. It's interesting. That proves there was a ambush car because Buford's car had been towed to Sumner or Jackson or somewhere else.
Yep. Yep.
Right
That
where
was
you
it.
got.
I'm speechless.
You're
I'm
flabbergasted, ain't
yeah,
you?
just this, yeah. Mm.
Guys, they talked for almost 2 hours, and they mentioned the ambush one time. The only good information to come out of that, and they didn't follow up on, or if they did, they didn't put it in their report, and that's going to be the ambush car that was hit in the barn.
Mhm.
I guarantee you, we haven't seen the report. We didn't spend $400 on this report. That's electric bill or and water bill. But I guarantee you that there's nowhere in that report where they talked to any of the Mask
Mask.
family and confirmed that there was a blue Cadillac or at least a car
Mm.
hid out there in that barn for 2 weeks. They wouldn't have hid Buford Pusser's car in that barn for 2 weeks. It ain't going to happen. I ain't going to beat a dead horse, but I can't emphasize that enough.
Yep.
She gave them a clue just now,
And they
and
didn't
another
follow.
fella, and he knows who he is, and thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sheila and I, guys, this information comes from a lot of people to us. Some of them's
Yo.
retired police
Mhm.
officers, some of them's detectives, some of them's lay people, some of them's truck drivers, anything else. They could be. Some of these people says they put their speaker on while they're driving down the road, over the road truck drivers, just listen
Mhm.
to our
Our
videos
Yeah.
because they find them interesting.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys. Hope you're doing well. Sorry it's so long, but like you said, it'll be in 4 or 5 videos, so just keep watch for them. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.